Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Lane video. We have news about the fusion that will be coming in January, starting January the 12th. 12th of the month is when this fusion is coming. I saw the skills already. This is a much promising fusion to start out the year, right? Every month we have a fusion type of event. This one will, of course, be one of the same kind of fusions, a champion fragment collection event. More than a fusion, you get all the fragments and you summon them. You can store the fragments there at 100 and then use them at a CVC if you want to. This looks like a very promising champion for the reason being it's not just a PvE champion such as Grinishak, which we had before. This one looks like it's going to be a very solid one in other areas as well, such as PvP and even the high-end dungeons that we have, like the Sand Devil dungeon and the Iron Twins dungeon. So once I saw this champion, it really reminded me of Duchess, okay? Duchess and a combination of this champion as well. Where is my buddy Norog? Norog has a very strong passive here where he decreases damage taken by allies that are under no active buffs by 25%, or decreases damage taken by allies that are under one or more buffs by 15%. That is very strong. Duchess has a very strong similar skill like that, which is this one. This passive decreased damage taken from allies by AoE attacks, 25% reduction or 15% from bosses. So where am I going with this? Let's have a look at the hero, of course. Boom, this is Pythion. This will be a Lizardman legendary support force affinity champion. He looks very promising as we go through his skills. So look at that. The A1 Rapacious Staff attacks one enemy 2 times, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of this champion's max HP after each hit. Much stronger than Duchess's, where Duchess provides a shield. This guy provides a flat out heal based on his health. So once you boost him up with a lot of health, then that heal will be insane. Healing 10% just from your default skill is very good in helping you recover your lowest health ally. Then we have Shed Skin. Skin removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals them by 10% of their max health, heals each ally by an extra 5% of their max health for each debuff removed from them. So a very strong cleanse. And then a block debuffs buff is applied on all allies for 2 turns. This will have a 3-turn cooldown. This is looking very strong. And as I mentioned before, that's why it was giving me vibes of a Duchess, where Duchess also has the block debuffs, but Duchess on herself, she doesn't have a cleanse. So the cleanse will be very helpful against champions. Well, I always give this as an example, but Torment is a champion that has now been introduced into the loop through that tournament that we had where he was the reward in there. So many more tournaments will be showing up on the defenses where his passive is very strong in freezing enemies that receive a buff or have their turn meter filled. That in turn will also be the way for you to protect from Torment by using the block debuff buff or any other champion that is so annoying. You're going to be building this guy with high resistance and then have him as your cleanser and using him for PvP or even PvE. So certain situations where you need the block debuffs in PvE as well. Then Immortal Serpent revives all dead allies with 50% health and 50% turn meter. This is a 4-turn cooldown skill when booked, then places a 25% strengthened buff on all allies for 2 turns. Very strong revive, very strong. The health that they revive with and the strengthened buff is very important here, because this is a 25 protection plus his passive, which overlay allies receive 5% less damage from skills for each buff on them, stacks up to 25%. This will be insane for the Sand Devil, where you need added protection in order to survive that first big burst by the boss. The 25% plus the strengthen will for sure help you protect from that initial burst, and you might no longer need something like a revive on death setup if you want to run that dungeon. Of course, that dungeon is very high end in the sense of farming it, so you're not gonna go for this champion just to get it. And closing it off with an aura of ally resistance boost by 60 in all battles. That is very, very nice for a champion that will be provided by fragment events. So be very careful is my warning here. You need to start thinking of saving up your shards. Do not go for any 10x events that are coming if you want this champion. If they do the same thing that they did during Gnisek fusion for last month, we did not have a champion summoning tournament. So we only had an event for summons, which meant the quality of our shards was what made us, get the needed champions needed for Gnishek, right? So it probably will be the same thing for this one. It looks like a very strong fusion for them to give it for free, all right? So it's all up to them on how they're gonna actually do it, but I think that they'll go that route as well. They saw that it worked with Gnishek. I think they'll go that way as well. We're gonna have also Plarium points being added into events and tournaments, so I'm thinking they might even increase the requirements for you to get fragments for this collection event, for the fragment collection event for this guy. It's really all up to guesswork in terms of how difficult this is going to be. We're going to have more news once we get access to him on the test server, which we'll have soon enough. Of course, it will be under embargo, so I won't be able to show it until the very first few days of the week that the fusion is going to start. So if it's starting on the 12th, on a Thursday, we're probably going to be able to post something by Monday or Tuesday of that week. That's how it was. Probably going to have access to the champion on the test server for the weekend, this weekend, and then be able to post videos coming in Monday or Tuesday of next week. And that's going to be it for this champion. It looks very, very promising. Reminds me so much of Duchess, but it seems very strong on his own. Duchess has the shield equal to 10% of her health for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest health. So this shield is very nice, but he provides a heal. So it's different. The shield doesn't really work that well for the Iron Twins dungeon. Duchess has a big revive in terms of health, plus the veil, plus continuous heal. This guy, this fusion, will revive them at 50% health, plus the strengthen, which is stronger than the veil buff here. So it all depends on well, if you have Duchess, if you want something similar to Duchess, then that guy will be it. Pythion will be the one to go for, I would say. And I wonder what other champions we're going to have by the next patch. This was the video for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. What do you think of this fusion? Do you think it's the strongest one we had the last maybe 6 months? It's, of course, the first one of the year, the first fragment collection of the year, the first champion, acquiring a champion event. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.